We'll see. I think it's Kyle's race to lose at this point. It's pretty impossible to pass. So
12 seconds later.
Next Sunday on Fox. Kyle Busch.
Whoa! That was big. Got loose off the corner. Had to get completely out of the gate. Oh, he's got right rear fire. Right rear down. Huge wreck. So Austin as Chastain hit him, turns Chase Elliott around in the wall.
And totals Chase Elliott's car.
Well, you saw it. He had a big time wiggle off of 4.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
I need to get a picture of. Sorry. You need to get a picture of Sorry, like the board game?
Yes.
Right there. I guess I'll put Yahtzee on mine. Parcheesi. Backgammon. Alright. Anyway. Welcome to Shifting Gears.
We have 5 different gears we're going to go through, 5 different topics we're going to talk about. Let's go and get to the first one.
Alright, shifting right into first gear is we're going to talk about the big wreck. Of course, that's what everybody's talking about. So we might as well mention it.
Yep.
Kyle Larson jinxed Kyle Busch. Said it's his race to lose, and literally within that 10-second time period, blows a right rear tire. Ross Chastain has nowhere to go. I've heard a lot of people on the radio and everything else say, well, why did Kyle Busch just pull right to the left? Or why didn't Ross Chastain pick the other lane and everything? Well, you can say that now. I mean, it's...
It's hard enough to control your car going that fast, but when you have a blown tire too, you're trying not to spin out.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kyle Busch obviously would have done that on purpose, and Ross Chastain committed to the bottom, and when you commit.
Well, it's you can look back at it now and say, and it's easy to say, oh, you should have done that, but it's a split-second decision. And if you look back at the replay, Austin Cindric went down below Kyle Busch and wasn't, a split second later, Ross Chastain was just trying to follow suit, but Kyle Busch was trying to get to the bottom. And, it's just one of those things, just too fast. Coming up too fast. too fast. Too fast. It's one of those things where he was pulling down, trying to get out of the way, and it just happened so quickly, you just couldn't get out of the way. Hate it that Chase Elliott got involved. That was the only reason I was watching the All-Star race. I
was really excited, and when he blew a tire, Kyle Busch blew a tire, I was just like, oh, okay, so, excitement, something's going on, and then I saw Elliott get involved. I was like, seriously?
Yeah. Which we'll get into it a little bit later about the All-Star race, but I would have watched it anyway. But just the fact that Chase Elliott got involved was basically the damper on the night for us.
Yeah, well, and also, I'll add this real quick before we move to the next one. Literally, in the matter of not too long into the race, every single person that you would think would have won that race got wrecked out. So that's just kind of funny, just how that worked out.
All of my picks.
All right, shifting into second gear, the end of the race controversy.
Yeah. Well, it's like, should NASCAR throw in the caution? And this is where the race, for me, I get ticked. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I know the All-Star races, different circumstances, have different rules, and I'm all for that. But when it comes to, if you look at any other race, especially like a Talladega race where it's going to be like a photo finish, so exciting, somebody spins off the turn 4 and they throw the caution, or, vice versa, and they cut it short right then and there, and you're just like, okay, just let him finish. You know what I mean? But and then you go back to where there's a huge crash and they don't throw the caution, and then you go to this race and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which they talked about, maybe we didn't see the whole wreck, maybe he hit the wall.
That's what it looks like. He got loose.
Maybe he hit the wall. They said maybe we didn't show the whole thing, but from what we saw, he didn't even hit the wall. He got loose up in the marbles, and they're like, oh yeah. Throw the caution out for that when
you're this far away from getting the checkered. Yeah, I think.
What are the here's my thing. They throw a caution because of safety concerns. What are the safety concerns in that instance? None whatsoever. You're just trying to make it entertaining, and so I get so ticked
at that point. At that point, I think the guy who was in charge of pressing that button, got too excited. Thought, oh, we can make this a really exciting finish. So
which I'll give it to NASCAR. They came out and said that they shouldn't have thrown the caution. But that can't happen moving forward. And I don't even like that rule to begin with. I think in any race, not even the All-Star race, not just All-Star race, but any race, when they're that close to the finish line, I say, my personal opinion, if they spin in the back straightaway, there's a wreck. I don't care how bad the wreck is. And that's the white flag, no caution. Let them race back to the line, because by the time they cross the finish line, they're not going to go full throttle across the next corner. Send the safety vehicles out.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wait for all the rest of the cars. Wait for all the rest of the cars to pass, but that takes all the cars are gone by the time the wreck's over anyway.
Yeah.
Then put the safety crew out. By the time they cross the finish line, then you can throw the caution. That way the race winner's decided, then the whole field starts slowing down.
Yeah, and they have spotters for a reason. So like, I mean. All the spotters just tell them, okay, hey, just so you know, there's a wreck on the back stretch, so be careful, start slowing down, watch out for the safety vehicles, and then there you go.
And that was only part one. And then part two is Ryan Blaney.
The window net. Yeah. And so, I feel like what should happen, in my opinion, is NASCAR say, hey, you can come down pit road, you can keep your position on track, come down pit road, fix it real quick, because it's our fault that this happened. Fix it, keep going, and we'll line it back up, and we'll go again.
And I see a lot of people comparing it to Mark Martin's, though, in 1990, where he pulled down at the white flag and came to the victory lane a lap early and then lost the race, and NASCAR didn't give him the win. Well, it was Mark Martin's fault. Yeah. This was not Ryan Blaney's fault. Exactly, this was NASCAR's fault for throwing the caution literally less than a football field away from the checkered flag. Yeah. And that's where I think, I could be in the minority here, because I have heard a lot of people say that they should have black flagged him or whatever, but I don't care. I think it's ridiculously dumb that they even had the last restart to begin with.
I think since it's NASCAR's fault that it happened, that's why you don't black flag him. Now, if it was Ryan Blaney, if it was playing his day, Elo was out first, and then, it was a bad wreck, whatever, it was less of a controversy than what it was. Yeah, maybe black flag him and say, hey, listen, you got to do that. That would have caused some issues either way, but I mean, it was NASCAR's fault, so just let him come down and fix it. I mean, he rigged it up a little bit, but still unsafe. So
it was unsafe, and so that's where a lot of people are saying they should have black flagged him. But in my opinion, I think they just should have had him come down pit road, reattach it, and send him back out. It's the All-Star race for no points, so
that really matter.
It doesn't matter. Just send him back out there. In my opinion, it should have been over to begin with. NASCAR should have been like, oh, that was dumb. Race is over.
Yeah.
But they can't do that, obviously. But anyway, that leads us right into gear number 3. Shifting right into third gear here is Denny Hamlin's comments after the race. Yeah. I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan, and
I'm not at all, if I'm being honest with you.
But I try to take a neutral approach to every driver. I don't just hate him because of everything he says. That's not what I do. But man, Denny Hamlin cannot make himself better. I mean, it's like all he has to do is talk about NASCAR's poor decision for the caution, whatever, but instead he wants to add more fuel to the fire for making it a point that NASCAR should have black flagged him. Why? Because he finished second.
Yeah, that's he wanted to win.
and I get it. If it was Chase Elliott, finished second, then part of me would be like, okay, why didn't they do that? Blah blah blah. Well, but the thing is, it's like I was so ticked off. Everyone was so ticked off, even the announcers, over what had happened, that you don't try to argue the black flag for the window net. You need to have NASCAR own up to a caution that shouldn't have happened. And so it just makes the fans even more mad. And
the thing is with that Denny Hamlin, my thing is like he just wanted to win, right? So that's why he wanted the black flag. But if he was in Ryan Blaney's situation, he would be so absolutely ticked off if they would have black flagged him. And that's why I think he just needed to keep his mouth shut about that, because he would have been extremely ticked. But it's literally just because I finished second, I should have won just because that, which I understand, yes, it's a safety issue, but there's no way he shouldn't have black flagged. That's just dumb. So
I don't agree with what he said. So I mean, in an instance, there's a little slim of it that I do agree with about the safety concerns and everything else like that. But I don't know. I would, like I said, it just should never have happened. NASCAR dug themselves a 10-foot hole, then swan dive into it. They didn't even just dig a hole. They dug a well and dived into it.
Yeah. All right, shifting into fourth gear. Should they bring the All-Star race back to Texas?
No.
All right then, shifting into no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't. It's so hard to pass. I don't know if that's. Is that always a thing at Texas?
It's always been a thing at Texas since 2017. 2016 was the last good race at Texas. Honestly, I don't remember if it was good or not, but it was the last with the old configuration. Then they decided to reconfigure it, try to make it more exciting, and they ruined it. And that's just basically what they did, and everybody knows they ruined it. Should they go back to Texas? I don't want them to go back to Texas. In my personal opinion, I think I'm in the majority here where they should just have a rotating of tracks. Every year, have it be some big build-up to where it's like, oh, where's the All-Star going to be this year? Where's it going to be? Just like, announcing like the NFL draft, and this year's pick is blah, 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 or whatever the case is. It needs to be like a big drawn-out process where everybody gets the race exciting again, where everybody's trying to figure out what it is, and they're watching glued to the TV or the announcement, whatever, and then they announce it. Oh, it's at Bristol. Oh, it's at Martinsville, or it's at Bowman Gray Stadium, or it's some local short track that that almost never heard of. I want them to try a IRP. There's not a lot of stands there, and I have no idea how it's going to be, but I've always loved that racetrack. I think the lower series needs to go back there. So races like that, I think that's where it needs to go. They've shown this year that they can race in a football field. And so they can race just about anywhere. So try it.
I agree. I'd back to Texas, but I think they need to start trying something new and just see where it goes.
Shifting right into fifth gear, the race overall, of course, like we were talking about, it wasn't like nothing happened. It's not like it's going to be a 2% on a scale, but there was a lot of problems. Okay, they had some excitement with the wrecks, of course, and the leaders, the fast people getting taken out, but the truth of the matter is that you cannot pass the leader. Now, there a lot of people say you can't pass there at all, which that's not true, because Daniel Suarez started in the back, and within the last part of the first stage, he was like in the top 10. And so there was still passing that could be done, but it's just you can't pass the leader. Sorry, I got stuff stuck in my throat.
Just boring racing, I'd say. I mean, it's not like crazy racing. Now the restarts, they could get interesting and contact here and there, but it wasn't really nothing crazy. I'll go ahead and give that my percentage. I'm gonna get like 65. I mean, that's
you stole the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say 60 to 65%.
Yeah, so it's like I said, had some things. Has some, controversy to make it more interesting. But the race overall, I'm gonna give it a 65, and we'll move on.
So the race overall, you have to figure in the wrecks and the excitement there, and then the controversy, which adds intrigue, which adds the percentages. That's just how it is. But if you just look at the racing itself, the most exciting thing that happened was the tire failures and when guys got out of the groove. I mean, that's basically it. And you never know when that's going to happen to the leader or whenever. So that can add some semblance of edge there and excitement, but it's not a lot. So I just give it probably a 60%. I won't even go to 65. I'll just give it a 60%. I'll just probably give it a 60% and go from there. So. But that's it for this week. We'll be back for next week. Next week is the Coca-Cola 600.
Longest race of the year.
Yeah,
I'm just looking forward to seeing all the red, white, and blue cars on the track, to be honest with you. So
this is always one of the races as a kid that I liked and dreaded at the same time. Because it was so long, my attention span wouldn't focus on it. But I understand it's crown jewel, and so it's going to be good.
It'll be good. I'm excited.
I'm excited. So if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you want to see.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I don't know. That's bad. Comment. Tell us what we can do better on the comments. I'm so bad at ending this.
I'll try. Hold on.
Like, subscribe, start the whole thing over.
Okay. Just that like and subscribe?
Yeah, why not? So if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, then leave a comment telling us what we can do better. Why can't I do that now when I'm just telling you? I like a tacos.
Comment what you like to do.
Comment. Leave a comment if your underwear is purple.
What?
Or I'll just try it. All right. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what. I can't do it. What was I going to say?
You have livers too.
If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us what we can do better, what would you like to see in the future with different kind of videos, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you next week.
I still don't think that was right.
It's fine.